Hey everyone! So in this video we're going to tackle one of the most common short answer questions on the CST exam, the percentile question. Now in a percentile question, a list of data values is given, and they often ask what percentile is associated with a particular data value. Now this question is worth 4 points, but you can only get 4 points or 0. And most commonly I see students getting 0 when they don't round correctly, so we're going to tackle that problem right here. So the question on the left is a kind of example that you might see on the exam, and it says the 442 data values in a statistical distribution are given in increasing order. You can see that those values go from 100 all the way to 600. They ask what percentile is associated with 162. Now I've written a formula here below which says that percentile equals the number of values lower plus the number of values that are the same as, all divided by the total number of values, and then you times your value by 100, your answer by 100. And you have to round up to the nearest whole value. So this is where I see students making a big mistake, because even if your value is a 0.1 or 0.2 or 0.3, you still have to round up, even though your instincts tell you to round down. So let's look at this question right here. So I'm going to say percentile equals, and my question is how many data values are below 162? Well, we can see that right here, that there's 75 data values below. So I'm going to write that right here. Then our next job is to identify how many values are the same as 162. And by the same we mean all the values that are 162, and I notice that there's 2 of them in the list. So our rule asks us to take that number and divide it by 2, so I'm going to put 2 divided by 2. A big division sign. Then you put your total number of values as the denominator. So they give that in the question actually, even though you could add them up. It does actually say in the question that there's 442 data values over here. So I'm going to put that right in there. And then we times by 100. So the first step to not making a mistake is to do the brackets first. 2 divided by 2 is just 1, so I can say, well, I have 75 plus 1 over 442. Times 100. So what's 76? Right? 75 plus 1. So 76 divided by 442 is 0.1719. I'm going to times by 100. And I find out that my answer for the percentile is, in fact, a decimal. 17.19 is our answer. But we have to round up. So our percentile is in fact the 18th percentile. I cannot emphasize enough that you have to round correctly, and please put that on your memory aid, because if you write 17.19 on the exam, you'll get a 0 on that question, and we don't want that to happen at all. I invite you to try the 2 supplemental questions that I've provided in association with this video to make sure that you can do this question quickly and cleanly every single time for 4 marks.